administration, to emancipation, to occupying,
Yes.
to possessing. In other words, you are finishing the long, long march. I thank God that I have this life to witness as you finish. And I promise you at the finish line, I will be there to celebrate the victory. I am determined to see that we got victory.
Yes.
And as you can see, when you ask me to come, I don't hesitate. Because I don't want to be out of the mainstream.
Yeah.
I will remain there relentless. Fighters believe even when they are gone physically, their spirit still stands. And I think that's why we were being invited as we were beginning the session to celebrate others so that we connect with that spirit, reconnect if we have disconnected, and remain connected. So I am here because I have been gifted with a life that I can tell and I can live to tell. I can remember the stories my grandmothers were giving me. I can remember the story I had my mothers and others speak, and I witnessed also. I have my own story that I can tell. I have my daughter's story that I know of, and I have my granddaughter's story that I can see still unfolding. This is the importance of keeping the stories alive. The stories must remain alive. When I reflect and get moments like this one, to reflect and to speak to the long march of the struggle of our country, Kenya, our region, East Africa, our continent, Africa, and all the nations, and most important as women, I sometimes become very overwhelmed and become almost very sentimental. Very sentimental, because my question is, how long? How long? How long? But I get inspired and say, it doesn't matter how long it takes, but there shall be always somebody or some people standing in that gap and saying, the river must flow. The river must flow. So I am here to witness how clean this river is flowing, and you are the river. Vita vya kujikomboa ni as old as humanity.
Yes.
As old as people. But historians like putting our living into historical packages. But I want to tell you where we began and how we have moved and how we are moving and where we are moving to and how we shall be moving. It is the same. The spirit of the human being does not change. When the spirit of a human being is not at peace, it will not rest. And when it gains or some victory comes, it is just but a ceasefire to prepare for more. Because the civilization we have been living in is a very, very and becoming unwanted, and sometimes I don't even mince my words. I just call it a very destructive civilization. So this story is not today or yesterday. It is a story, it's a history that goes on with our lives. And as they moved, we come to the 30s, to the 40s, and that was the negotiations, petitions. Finally, the Mau Mau War breaks up in the 50s. And the British could never accept that people were doing it. And now that we are contextualizing the women, I want to say 1922, Nyangiro was there. If you follow the flow, you will come, and in 1950s, the women in Kenya were in forests, were in villages, were the messengers. The men were taken to detention, and many of them were in the forest. So the women became the lifeline of society here in Kenya. And the Mau Mau history, although it has always been told wrongly, nobody can take it from Kenyans that we set precedents of outstanding courage, determination and steadfast, patriotic spirit to liberate ourselves. And I want not to forget that the women's movement of the world from 1975 in Mexico to 1985 here in Nairobi, looking forward strategy, and to Beijing Women Conference that was spearheaded by the UNIFEM, the UN, and it was inspired by the spirit of Mau Mau women. And nobody can take that away. History does not write it properly, but I'm living to tell because I have the facts. The women in Kenya are the one who inspired the World Bank to rethink about development in matters of women empowerment and women economic empowerment, which has been stolen and taken all around everywhere. But I can see you are restoring it. I listen to those who are introducing themselves here, those entrepreneurs who are here. The people's entrepreneurship cannot be stolen. You heard them say, I make this, it's good for your pocket. I make this, we can share and we know how to go about it. And the bottom line, they were saying, their innovative and their creativity is not for sale, for profit. It's for connecting life. And that's where women come in. We connect life, we steward life, we are the custodians of life. And that's why the struggle throughout cannot be spoken without speaking. The spirit of the woman, which is forever relentless and steadfast to provide and to take care. I remember in September 5th, 2005, I had the opportunity to address the United Nations. They wanted me to confess how poor we are with that world. They wrote a speech for me. I said, I will not read this speech. Listen to me. I'm a Kikuyu Kenyan African woman, and I will tell you, that is wishful thinking. We are not that you have branded us. Look at me, I'm a beautiful woman. And I see in your hallway, you have put African women looking miserable with their breasts falling, with the children, I don't know how. Those are not Africans. Here is an African. And I want to tell you, keep cheating yourself, but wait, you will see the African women. We have refused to die for Africa. We are living for Africa.